Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to mail a professor for research opportunities. It may be for summer internships or like final semester projects. If you are from BITS, you'll be aware of what is bachelor thesis is and so on. Okay, so I'm doing my bachelor thesis, which is nothing but final year project at IIT Madras. So I got this opportunity by mailing a professor. In fact, I got five offers totally. I mailed around 23 professors, both India and abroad, and I got five offers. One from NTU Singapore, two from IIT Madras, and two from IIC Bangalore. After all the considerations, I finally chose to go to IIT Madras because not only the single factor is responsible for taking the decision. There are various factors like stipend, how much you need to spend, what is the topic, and whether you have interest in the topic or not. So all other aspects comes into the play. So after all the consideration, I chose to go to IIT Madras professor. So I will be giving you tips on how to email a professor. See, generally professors are very busy, so you need to mail lots and lots of professors, and then if I can guarantee you that if you follow these all the tips which I've given to you, and I can give you guarantee that at least one professor will reply to your mail if you out of 20 or 30. Okay, so yes, so let's get into the video. So first of all, the very important thing is that when you email a professor, you need to use only your university email ID. Don't use your personal email ID for mailing professors. Okay, so this is because it should be in a professional way. So use your university mail. Okay. The next thing is that you should have a professional looking photo. Okay, so generally if we see someone's face, it will give you more of a confident that this person is not some random spamming email or something, but it's an actual person. Okay, so for that you should have a professional looking photo. This is the second most important thing. Okay, so now let's get into the main body. First of all, you should tailor the email to each and every professor. It is not like that you make one email and you just forward it to all the professors. Because if you just put the title like dear professor, only dear professor and so, the professor will understand that you just made one email and you didn't even put that efforts to tailor the email to that professor specifically. So you just made one template and you just forward it to everyone, so he won't reply you back. Okay, so what you have to do is that whenever you send an email to a professor, you have to tailor it to that specific professor, his area of interest, his lab. Every professor will have a especially abroad, all the professors will have something called as lab website. So just go take a look at that websites. Okay, so also I'll tell one more point, like how to choose a professor. For that, we have to go to the university website, which university you want to work on and which department, and then in that you can see a list of professors. You can choose any of the professor, you see what are their area of interest, and every professor will have a Google Scholar website where you can see what are his past works, and like I mean research papers he has published. And he might be having the personal website or lab website. So in that lab website, he might mention, he or she might have mentioned who are the students working, what are the topic going on, what are the fundings, what are the opportunities, everything will be available. So you see that websites. After that, see if your interest and that lab's interest or the professor's interest match, then you can mail the professor. Because also one more thing is that all the professors will have their email ID mentioned on their websites, so you can use that email ID to mail the professors. Okay, so okay, now we have chosen the professor profile photo. We have got a profile photo, and we will be mailing with our university email ID. Okay, so next thing is that the subject line. The subject line should be short and crisp, so that once the professor sees it, he must understand what this email is about. So very simple and detailed one is this one: application for project position at lab name for spring or fall 2023. So as I mentioned, every professor will have the lab websites, right? So they will be having the specific lab names. If you mention that lab names in the subject line, it will actually make the professor think that this is something uh, of their lab. Okay, chances of he opening the email will be high. Okay, so it's something related to psychology. Whenever you see a name which is yours, some outsider is using it, then you will have that curiosity to know how did he came to know about it, and you will be opening that email, right? So that is why mention the lab name in the subject line. If a professor does not have a lab name, then it's fine, then you don't have to put it. Okay, and for spring or fall 2023, if it is summer, mention it for summer year. And spring generally is from January, February, March, April, May. And May, June, July goes for summer, and fall is like August, September, October, November, December. Okay, this is the basic timeline, so you can mention that. So this is this uh, subject line will be good. Okay, it's not very lengthy, as well as it gives all the important details. Okay, so next come to the main content. Okay, if you see this main content, I have put few things in brackets, and even here I have used this brackets, right? These brackets, this red color, this everything I have just used for like for showing purpose. Okay, this for visually to show you that what is the difference and where you have to make changes. Okay, you should not use red color or this brackets and all. It has to be purely in black color. Okay, no like no colors, it has to be black. And you can bold all the important keywords like your name, your place. If you're mailing a professor abroad, then it is good that you, or you're mailing a professor from India, then mentioning the city also will be helpful, because they'll be knowing whether they need to provide some accommodation to you if you're coming from some other place or something. Okay, so mention the city, especially if you're mailing a professors in India, and your college. So these things you can bold it, and everything has to be in black color, and these no brackets. Okay, yeah. So first of all, let's start with dear doctor or professor name. Okay, so you have to use doctor or professor. When you see his or her website, right, there he might have mentioned whether he is an assistant professor or associate professor. In that case, you have to put doctor. And if he is just a full-time professor, then you have to put professor. Okay, and his full name. Don't just put only the first name or last name. I prefer putting the full name, first name as well as the last name. So the next thing is that um, just to build up the conversation, to give to make him feel that you have taken some efforts to mail this. Just you can start with, I hope you're doing great. Also, if you're gonna mail him on some occasion, let's say in India, if you mail during Pongal time or Diwali, or like Teachers' Day or Christmas, New Year, anything like that. So make sure that you can use that instead of this. I hope you're doing great. In fact, one professor like whom I mailed for in IIAC Bangalore, I actually mailed him on September 5th. I actually got the offer also, but I didn't take it at the end of the day, because of the other, as I mentioned, because of all other aspects, topic, everything. So I actually mentioned that wish you a very happy Teachers Day. So these things might be very small, but this plays a very crucial role in the psychology of the bond between you and a professor. Okay, so basically, your objective has to be that the professor will, the chances of professor agreeing to your request should be high. For that, what you have to do? So those are the stuff which you need to concentrate on. Okay, so this is the like introduction. Like I hope you are doing great, and like not introduction, like greetings. After that comes the introduction paragraph. Okay, so in this paragraph you should mention about what is your name, which part of India, or you're coming from, something like that, and whether you are a third year undergraduate student or finally undergraduate student, depends upon for what opportunity and when you are mailing it. And you have to put your degree, university name. And in this case, as I said before, I mailed the professor for my bachelor thesis. So I mentioned that we at Vitspilani are required to complete our bachelor thesis as a part of graduation requirements in our final year. So if it is for summer, then you could mention it accordingly. And you can tell like it would be a honor to do it under your guidance at the lab name and the university name. And I'm writing this email to explore an opportunity of working under your guidance as an undergraduate student for spring 2023, January to July 2023. So here, yeah, if it is summer, for summer internship, something like that, you can mention it as summer 2023 and months accordingly. And why I'm asking you to put the lab name and university name, because this will help you connect with the professor easily. Okay, so mentioning his lab name will actually, because he is familiar with his lab name, right? So whenever he sees his lab name again and again, it will like for he will his subconscious mind will think as if this email is something related to his lab. So uh, the chances of he accepting this will be very high. So that is why I'm telling you to email, like use his lab name again and again. Okay, and then if you see here, even here I have used his lab name and university name. Okay, so for increasing the chances, please mention the lab name and university name. This is the introduction paragraph. This just short and crisp. Your name, where are you from, what in which year are you in, what degree, college, and why, like for what purpose you are mailing this, and what is the duration. That's it. Okay, the next thing comes, like you're mentioning that you have gone through his or a research group website, nothing but the lab website or his personal website, and you have seen what is his area of interest, and you're telling that you are interested in the same field of areas or topics. So if the professor is working on fuel cells, you can mention that I was interested in working in the fields of fuel cells, or it may be electrolyzers or carbon capture storage, anything like that. So these interests are something which even the professor should be working on. And after that, you have to mention what are your interests are. So in case of myself, like my core interests lie in renewable energy, hydrogen, fuel cells, process control modeling and simulation. And then you have to mention your CGPA and also mention that on what scale, because in if in case of USA and all, they'll be following the four scale approach. So you have to mention what is your CG and with what scale. Okay, CG plays an important role because this will signify like how well you are in the academics. Okay, so basically, if you have a good CG, your chances of getting approval will be high. Okay, so, but it does not mean that a low CG person cannot get it. So, if your CG is low, then if you are, that's why the CV comes into the picture. So, in the CV, you'll be mentioning about what are your internships, what are your hobbies, what are your courses you have done, what are the projects you have done. So, if even in case of your CGPA is low, then if these aspects, or if you have any research publication or conference, these stuff will boost your profile. So, you don't have to worry about it. And then comes you're just telling it would be a privilege for me to work as a part of the lab, once again lab name at the university. And then you're mentioning that please see my CV and transcripts, and I'll be happy to provide you with any other documents or additional details. Okay, so I prefer using this kind of hyperlinks for attaching the CV and transcripts than you mentioning that please find my CV and transcript in the attachment. Okay, this, I think this is more of a professional way than that. And I'll just shortly teach you how to make this hyperlinks. Before that, I'll just tell you what are the transcripts are. So there are two types of transcripts. One is the official transcript. Second thing is unofficial transcripts. So unofficial transcripts are something where there is no college seal. Okay, so they just mention what are the courses you have done so far and what are the grades you have obtained. Whereas the official transcript is same as unofficial transcript, but it has a college seal on it. To get an unofficial official transcript, you have to email your registration office or you can contact them, and I think you need to pay some money to get that official transcripts. Okay, but unofficial transcripts, I think every university will be sharing you after every semester, so you can download that. In case of bits, we call it as performance sheet, so you can download that and you can use it over here. Okay, so now let me teach you how to add these hyperlinks. Okay, so for example, let's take this document here. I just use some random research paper, so assume this is your transcript or CV. Okay, so in the Google Drive, you just upload that and right click on it and click on this get link option and then copy link and done. Okay, now go here and when you compose an email, so what you have to do is that if you come down, you'll be getting something like a attachment files. This is where you normally upload a PDF, but now to make it as an hyperlink, you have to use this insert link option. So click on this insert link and here you have to paste that URL, and here you can change the text to display as either CV or transcripts or something like that. Okay, so if you click OK, then this will come. And the most important thing is that now that you have mentioned the link, okay, but you need to give the access for the professor to open it, right? What if the professor is trying to open your CV, but it is showing that you need to have permission to open it? See, professors are generally busy. Okay, so they won't be taking time to mailing you that your CV is not, like, I'm not able to open your CV, please give me access. They won't be mailing you that. In case if he's not able to open your CV, he will just ignore the mail and he will go. I don't want you to lose this opportunity just because of this small mistake. Okay, so for that, what you have to do is that the most important thing is that right click on this, go to the share option. Here you need to mention this. Generally it will be in restricted mode, or it would be like Bitspilani only university, only with the Bitspilani university email you'll be able to open this document. Okay, so you have to change it to anyone with this link. So only if you change this, then the professor will be able to see this file. Okay, so make sure that you give access to him. So now that you made a hyperlink, you use that copy and you pasted the link and you gave the access to the professor. Okay, so this is how you'll be attaching your resume or transcript in the email. Okay, the next thing is that you are thanking, thank you very much. Again, once again, you have to mention doctor or professor full name for your valuable time and consideration. Why? Because when the professor sees his name like again and again, it also means that you have taken some efforts to tailor the email to him. Okay, so these are some psychological stuffs, and these will improve the chances of you getting the project position. Okay, so mention his name once again, mention his lab name, his or her lab name and university name. So these are very important. And just you're telling, looking forward to hear from you. Have a great day, sir or madam. Yours sincerely. Then you have to use your name. Okay, just instead of using your name, if you use a signature, it will be more professional way. So signature is something like this is called a signature. Okay, you don't have to type and format this every time. Okay, so for that, what you can do is that you can go to, if you're using Gmail, just go to the settings and go to see all settings. If you go to this general tab and if you come down, there'll be something called a signature. So here you can add the signature. Okay, so after adding the signature, and like after adding the signature, here you can mention whether you want to, which, like, you can generate more signatures. Okay, and you can, here you can mention which signature you want to use and which signature you want to use when you reply or forward a email. So I personally don't prefer a signature for reply or forward, because already the mail above will be having the signature. Okay, so I'll just use signature for new emails. Okay, so make sure that you go to the settings and make the signature. Okay, so this signature, right, should contain your name, and you can use your university logo, like be chemical engineering year, and your university name, and your university email id, as well as your personal email id, and your phone number, and your LinkedIn website. So if you have a personal website for your own, then you can use your personal website, or you can use a LinkedIn profile. Also make sure that when you give your LinkedIn profile over here, make sure uh, you have a professional looking website over there. Okay, so only then you mention the LinkedIn website over here, and then here the attachments are shown. Okay, so these attachments, like when you put this hyperlinks, these attachments comes automatically. Okay, so this is the basic email which you need to send for professors to get the replies. So this is not like this is of correct size, I guess, short and crisp, and it almost tells all the details which a professor will be requiring to know about you. Okay, so this is the first step. The second step is that if the professor is replying with a email, then yes, happy for you, you can proceed with he will be asking you when is the right time to have an interview. So interview basically means that he will ask you to present what are your projects you have worked on, your work experience in form of a ppt, and he'll be asking few questions and few personal questions. So abo- basically he wants to know about you. Okay, so that is why he'll be conducting a interview, and after you perform well in that, you will be getting the project position. Okay, so in case as I said before, the professors are very busy. Okay, so in case what happens is that sometimes the professor might not see your email, or sometimes he might have seen, but he might have forgotten to uh, text you back. Okay, in that case what you do is that you can wait for 1 week. Okay, so after 1 week you can just send him a reminder email. So this is the format for the reminder email. Again, dear doctor or professor, full name, I hope you're doing great. I wanted to follow up on your email with subject. So this is the subject which you had mentioned over here. So this subject line and this subject line has to be same, and you're telling that you understand you have a very busy schedule, and I'm eager to know about the research opportunities available under your supervision at the lab name and university. Okay, and you greatly appreciate his or her time, and very much excited to hear from you soon. Have a great day, sir. So again, this has to be very small. Again, you don't have to introduce what is your name and why you're mailing this, and again and again. Okay, so you have already mentioned that this is a follow-up email for the email subject line with this. So automatically when he sees this email, he will understand that okay, so you have already sent an email with all your details. Okay, so this is the email which you can send after 1 week. Just send an email. If he, after 1 week, if he or she does not reply you back, then you can send this. And suppose even after sending this email, if he does not reply you back, which means that he has either not interested to take you in, or he don't have a current openings. Okay, so then in that case, you don't have to disturb him anymore. You can just mail some other professors. Okay, so these are the important stuff. The next thing is that when you need to mail a professor. So generally what I prefer is that to mail a professor Monday mornings. Okay, Monday morning around 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and this time has to be in the professor's time zone. For example, if you're from India and a professor you're mailing is from USA, which means the email has to reach the professor around 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Monday for the professor, not for you. Okay, so you have to see the time difference and you have to mail at the correct time so that the professor will be reaching it between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Monday mornings. Why I'm telling Monday mornings? Because generally, if you send the emails on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, it is possible that the professor might be enjoying his weekend and he might not see the email. And Monday morning, when he comes, all the other emails on all the 3 days would have come up. So there is high chances that he might miss your mail. But if you send him Monday morning, high chances that your email will be, especially in the time like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. where the professors comes to the lab, there is high chances that your email will be at the top. So that's why I prefer this timings, and almost all the offers which I got it through this time range on Mondays. Okay. So you might be asking the question like, in case of America, there's a 12 hours lag. So if you want to mail a professor Monday morning, then you need to mail. If you are from India, you have to mail on Monday night. So sometimes you might forget, right? So for that, what you can do is that in Gmail there is an option called as schedule email. So suppose you compose email over here, you make all the content as I mentioned before. Now instead of just sending over here, what you can do is that you can click this, and then you can click on schedule send. Okay, just for time being, I'll just put my email. Okay, so here you have to click on schedule send, and then over here you can select what is the timing you want to send the email. So for example, I want to send this email maybe like tomorrow Monday morning at 10 a.m. If I click on the schedule, then the mail will automatically be sent at tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Okay, so you can use this option, and these are the important details. I'll make sure that I will put this template and also the tips which I said now in the as a Google sheet, like Google doc, and I'll share the link with you. You can get that link in the description below. So this is the content which I have used, and then these are the important points which I said. Use your university mail, keep a professional photo, and put that LinkedIn profile or personal website in the signature. Use a signature, it makes it professional, and every email must be tailored according to the professor. Use the lab names in the subject content, and hyperlinks for CV, transcripts, or performance sheet. Timings is like as I said before, Monday mornings, which I generally prefer. Don't avoid Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and take care of the professor's time zone. Use the schedule option in Gmail, and if it is a special occasion, you can use like Happy Teachers Day, Happy New Year, etc. You can send a reminder email after 1 week, and also make sure that there is no spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. Okay, so please avoid this. You can use lots of softwares like Grammarly, etc., to correct these spellings, and make it short and precise. Make sure you give access to the CV and transcripts to the professor, and you can bold the important details. And also there is a bonus tip. You can also try uh, contacting professors via LinkedIn also. So for that, what you have to do is that you have to maintain a good LinkedIn profile, connect with more people. This is where networking comes into the picture, and you can message him on LinkedIn. So to know how to use LinkedIn to get these opportunities, let me know in the comments down below. I will try to make video on it as well as. And I mailed 23 professors. I got 5 offers, one from NTU, 2 from IIT Madras, and 2 from IIC Bangalore. Okay, so I hope I have mentioned almost all the important points. So Also, I'll be putting a video on how to make this CV. Okay, so what are the stuff which you need to include in the CV, etc. I'll be putting a video on it, so kindly watch it. And all the best, guys. So I hope you will get a very good research opportunity at your dream university under your favorite field of research. Bye bye. If you like this video, hit that thumbs button and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.